Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's your man, Dame DNYDC, host of the Two Mics Up podcast. Back here, man, just chopping it up, man. We little NFL kickoff special. We are about to jump into the 2021 season, and I'm excited. Got some of my favorite guys who I'm just gonna call them resident hosts of the Two Mics Up Kings Corner, man. We you probably gonna see these gentlemen. You done seen them once, gonna see them again. Probably see them again some other time. You know, Now we're just gonna sit here and chop it up, man. A little football style. And I hope y'all enjoy it. If you ain't doing nothing, grab a beer, pull a chair, call your friends, tell them jump in, man. We want to get your opinions as we rock a little bit tonight. Before I get into bringing our guests on and this kind of just getting into this whole football thing, I wanted to take a second, man, let you all know that season 3 is around the corner. It's coming real soon. Become a show sponsor. You can advertise on Two Mics Up. If you want more info on how to, support the show or become a sponsor and advertise on Two Mics Up, you can contact us either via email at vp2micsup@gmail.com or hit us up on our website, www.2micsup.com/contact. Give us that information. Let us know what you all about. I want to thank my marketing branding team over at 94 Media House, putting this whole thing together and putting together a brand new shop. We got some merch. You can get that at online, www.2micsup.com/shop. And as y'all are tuning in, my two guests tonight joining me, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to step away and I'm going to start from the top. Big Sam. Big Sam, introduce yourself to everybody real quick, my brother.
All right, all right, all right. Hello, this is your boy Sam Adams coming in again on this illustrious day with this illustrious host, with this illustrious show. Just here to talk some football. Quick recap for those who don't know me. Sam Adams, currently serving the United States Army. Have over 24 years of service, about to hit 25. After that, I plan on retiring and just enjoying life.
Whoa.
Couple of projects right now. I'm working on streaming as far as gaming and everything. I don't know what I'm gonna do in the afterlife. We'll hit that, when the time comes and everything. Might open up a brisket shop. I don't know. Only thing I know, I'm coming back to the East Coast. That's all anybody need to worry about.
All right, so before I introduce, our next guest, look, Sam. First of all, thank you for your service, man. I love you, bro, and this is a great guy. But this dude can cook, so he's not joking.
Yes.
So yeah, he can burn. So
Yeah.
y'all pay attention. Be on the lookout for this brother because he can burn in the kitchen.
And I'll put this out there. I'm always looking for a challenge. So if you think you could
Oh
barbecue,
Jesus
or you think
Christ!
that you could fire up a
Here he go.
stove, just let me know.
Here
I'll be
he
around
go, man. Here he go, and he means it to challenge. He
all day,
deserves.
all day.
All right, so our next guest, yo, it's my man, it's my barber. One of the greatest dudes I know here, man. I've been rocking with him, man. He been on my head for a minute, and wherever he go, I go. If he moving to the moon, I'm going because it's hard to get a barber to take care of you and keep you tight. You know what I mean? So, Twan, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody, man.
Yes, yes, yes. Antoine Jones, aka AJ Barber. Been a barber for over 25 years, cutting this man right here for a long time.
Word.
Hopefully, even more.
You're right.
Real estate agent, DJ. I'm like the Jamaican of these days. I do it all. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, I'm happy to be here and happy to discuss some football. And Brother Sam, thanks for your services, and let me know when that brisket shop opens up, my brother.
I
Okay.
appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I got you covered.
That's what's up.
Shaniqua, what's happening, sis? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we doing well. Hope that you're doing well. Hope the family is well. Always good to see and hear from you, Nisi. Love you guys. So tonight, gentlemen, and ladies and gentlemen, we are talking football.
Football.
And look, let's just be honest. Last season it was obvious. It really didn't matter which division you played in, right?
Right.
Because we can look here in our own backyard here in the East Coast. The Yeah, these guys that used to be the things, the WFTs, um, them guys.
They still
Um,
WFTs.
them WFTs.
FTs.
Yeah, we played. Look. I'm wearing my blue. You know what I'm saying, my Giants blue. Yeah, we was terrible too, but really helped to play in our division last year. And throughout history, things have seemed to change and shift. So what I want to do really quick is kind of go through, division by division, kind of get your feel for, who's the winner, who could be the division champ. Maybe who's your dark horse? Is there a player, a standout player that you think in the division that's going to, represent? That's right, Nick. Tell him, baby. Giants all day. Yeah, I'm gonna let that just sit there right there just because I can, because I'm the host and I like that. No
Hey,
disrespect.
I might
to
have
my
some
E.
words a little bit
I
later.
know.
We'll get to that division, but we're just gonna keep on going.
But let that sit there for a minute. And I'm just going to throw out a couple of things that I think a lot of people are talking about, just kind of watching, the real news journalists, how they talk about, the Bills look like a strong bet to challenge.
Yep.
Green Bay, obviously, Sam, looks like, again, yes, all, and I will get into that. The New England Patriots, funny enough, I don't know what people are watching, but from what I've seen, this dude is not Tom Brady or the second coming of Tom Brady. But again, we'll dive all into all of that.
Hey.
Yeah, well, hey, look, because Cam got Van Dam kicked in the damn ass and got kicked out of New England. So again, and before we even really, how do you feel about that? With the whole Cam thing, because I kind of saw the handwriting on the wall last year. I thought Cam was done. And I was start with you, Twan. How did you feel or see that playing out, and what's next for Cam?
It was surprising for me, man, because I felt like, the way Cam went out with the early COVID thing, and I think he was only like 5 games in before he caught COVID. So just trying to get back on track with that difficult Patriots offense. I just thought that Bill was going to give him another shot and give him another year. So I was incredibly surprised to see that he got cut. So, yeah.
What about you, Sam?
I am not surprised that he got cut.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why. I think it was 5-6 years in the making, ever since they went up and they played the Bills. I mean, not the Bills, but the Broncos.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl. It's kind of been a downward spiral as far as like his performance and everything. And don't get me wrong, Cam Newton, physical specimen of a man as far as his physique, his work ethic, and all that stuff. But I think that placed like a mental blocker in his head,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually showed on the field. It showed when his continuation when he was over there in Carolina. And we all know who or how Bill Belichick is. Like,
Right.
is nice to be good on your feet, but at the same time, he's like that pocket presence, and
Right.
we all know that that's not Cam.
Mm-hmm.
He could sit here and he could rush for 18 yards or whatever the case is. I mean, not 18 yards, but 18 touchdowns, because I think that's what he had last year for the season.
Right.
But when your pass completion ain't right, and when them receivers, and don't get me wrong, they had a depleted offense last year, no line, no receivers, because either they were hurt or they even got hit with COVID too and everything.
Right.
But look at what happened during preseason, and he just didn't deliver. So I think he just needs to be in the right program, and unfortunately, New England wasn't it for him.
I agree, and all three. I hate to say it, I don't want to make vaccination part of the reason.
Mm-hmm.
Part of my initial gut tells me that was probably the final factor, because everything that both of you talked about, I just think there has been a consistent deterioration of his skill set. Not to say he's still. I mean, look, let's be honest. I think Cam is still a top 20 quarterback. And when I say top 20, I put him on the lower end of that 20, but still, I put him in that category. But what he's expected to do in some systems, he just does not fit systems. And I agree with you on that. But I do think, like I said, that the Vax thing was really kind of like the final straw, whether they want to admit it or not. But I think that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back.
Right.
And, I'm going to leave Cam alone. I wish him
still
luck.
love him.
No, I love him. Like you said, don't worry about me. What I mean? So he's right. I'm not going to worry. But I do want to start, in the AFC East, and I'm just going to start there. Like I said, Buffalo looks strong.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to repeat. I think Miami is the dark horse. And again, I'm going to hedge my bet on Tua as being either he's going to make the difference or he's not.
Right.
The Jets in New England, look, man, it's a toss up to me. I'm gonna take stink for stank, and either one of them could go either way. So, gentlemen, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna start, Sam. Which team is the beast of the AFC East?
Okay, so I thought about this, and I agree with you, Dame. I think that the Bills are the team in the NFC East. I think that they're built. I mean, just look at it. They went to the AFC Championship last year, um, and on paper, like they're the better team. That I think that can run it. My dark horse for that division, I'm gonna go with the Pats, and I'm just looking at what they did during their off season.
Okay.
There's a lot of weapons, both on offense and defense. It looks like they got a real healthy line this season too. So the question is whether or not that rookie quarterback, like, what is going to be his production on the team? Like, is he going to be able to sustain the Belichick system? Which he probably should, because you think about it. Nick Saban and Bill Belichick, they besties anyway. So I think even leading into the doggone draft, that this was kind of like the writing in the wall. Like, Belichick was going to pick that dude anyway. So hopefully he can deliver, or I don't know what New England going to do.
Okay, fair enough.
Dolphins, I don't know. I'm just not sold on Tua yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have kept Fitzpatrick for another year. Like, if I'm being claro with that, maybe a little bit more development. But I mean, the show is his now, so it's all on him, man.
I know. I'm jumping on the Tua bandwagon. That's my pick. That's my dark horse.
Okay.
I would agree too. It was for me as well. Yeah.
So you going with them as your dark horse coming out of the APs?
I'm gonna go. Well, no, I'll switch it up a little bit from Sam, because I feel like, first of all, I feel like the Jets are trash. I'm sorry, but
garbage. Right, got you.
We don't even need to speak their name.
Okay, right.
We don't even need to talk about them.
Okay.
But I definitely think Bills will probably be that dark horse for me, just simply because I don't quite know what we're gonna get out of the quarterback's name is losing me. Josh Allen. Yeah, I don't know exactly what we're gonna get out of him. This is his sophomore season, I believe.
Yep. No, actually, I think he's going to his third season.
Third season. Yeah. So they went pretty deep, like Sam said, AFC Championship, which was great, but it's just hard to bet against Bill, man. It's hard to bet against Bill. I mean, he's been there before, know how to do it. Yeah, he has a rookie quarterback, but that run game and that offensive line is just different.
They do have a three-headed monster over there too. I did forget about that in the backfield.
Yes, it's gonna be tough to beat them guys.
I'm off the Bill Belichick train. Damn that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just the New Yorker in me. I'm sorry. Damn that. Hell no. I'm not buying it.
Right.
I can't do it. I can't. All right, so we're gonna move up north. AFC North. And man, so the AFC North, man, we are the North. I feel like I'm watching Game of Thrones, like when I say that or something. But it's a tough division in the sense that really, I think right now a lot of people sleep. So Pittsburgh, for the longest, has been real dominant. But I can't lie, Baltimore the last couple of years, man, they got that run game. I think if Lamar could really figure out when it counts, how to have create a passing game to at least keep dudes off of them or out of the box, I think Baltimore could take that step. And I'm not mad at them for that. Look, during the regular season, you can't stop us, so we're just going to keep punching you in the mouth.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. But the second season, I think they still haven't figured out how to make that change. Cleveland, a lot of people sleep on, and I can't even believe I'm saying this shit in my lifetime. Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns are really, look, they tough, man. I'm not a Baker guy. I'm not a Baker fan, but the offense that they put together, wide receivers, running back game. I mean, they got two starters in the backfield. Like, let's just keep it real. Their defense has stepped up. And look, anybody that listening or watches this, Cincinnati, you're like the Jets. You stink. Yeah, right. Sorry. Burrow and all of that's great. Talk to us in about 2 years or so. You guys got some work to do. Yeah. So, and I tell people this, and I say all that to say, preface. So we forget that. I want to say Pittsburgh started like 11-1 last year before the wheels.
Were on fire last year.
Yeah, they was on fire, and then the wheels fell off.
Yep.
But I'm going opposite. I'm going Cleveland Browns this year. I think Cleveland is going to step up. They're going to take the division. I think this division has two teams coming out that's making the playoffs, Cleveland and Baltimore. And I think it'll be interesting to see what Baker does with his crew coming out of Cleveland. So on this question, Quan, I'm going to go ahead and start with you. In the North, AFC North, who you got taking home the crown?
AFC North is probably the tightest division out of all of them to me. because with the exception of Cincinnati, you have 3 solid teams who either one of them could come out on top. You know, so but I think who's going to end up on top is Cleveland. I think that this is their year to like really, really make a mark and say, Baker's our guy. We kind of figured out this whole 1-2 receiver punch thing. Looks like they're going to start to commit to the run more and, you know, throw when it's available. But there's no, that ODB thing, I think that that's kind of retired now.
Yeah.
They're ready to spread the field and take the best opportunities that they can take to win. So I'm going to go with Cleveland. Second, I probably would stick with the Steelers. I think although Roethlisberger is probably 2 concussions away from retirement, I still think he got enough in the tank to get it done. So I'll say the Steelers are probably second.
Okay. Now, look, you know the world comes in if Sam picks Cleveland. You know the world is over.
I feel that both of y'all been looking at my notes. You know, I mean, I'm not going to deny it. The Browns all day. They're built. They've been building this team for what, like the past 3-4 years. And I mean, they're just stacked. They got, you know, let's see how OBJ is going to do when he comes back. But I mean, you can't deny the defense, the offense. They're straight smash mouth and ground and pound. Baker has the accuracy and the arm to get the ball downfield. So, I mean, I don't have nothing to say. I'm picking the Browns. You know, not that I'm taking away from y'all. You know, but I guess it's like the Holy Trinity right now. I don't have no faith in the Steelers anymore. The line isn't what it used to be. Like you said, Roethlisberger is hanging on by a thread. Yeah, so, but I do have a breakout player on that team, and we'll talk about that. But I don't think that they can do it. Ravens, I'm not even bringing up the Bengals. I just wanted to say their name. But the Ravens, like you said, I think everything really just falls on Lamar Jackson and what he could do. We know what he could do with his feet. We know what we could do with his throwing arm too. If he puts both of them together, he's going to be a dangerous man, and he can lead that team. I think that Browns going to win that division. Yeah, I could see Bengals being a wild card pick out of there.
Okay. So then, who's your pick? Then you say who's the dark horse player that you wanted to touch on?
Oh, so the dark horse player that I have, he's actually coming out of Pittsburgh, and that's going to be Najee Harris. I mean, he was a monster of a running back from Bama, and we already know that Bama produces a doggone stable of doggone backs. So I'm excited to see what he could do. I do feel a little bad for him because, like I said, that line that Pitt has or the Steelers have, I don't know if it's going to give him the time, you know, to make a play, you know, like cut or, you know, get those yardage that he needs. But I have him as my breakout player in that division.
I like Harris. I really do.
I think that's a great pick, and it's funny. So I know we said we weren't going to talk about the Bengals, but I am because and it's funny because you know I watched a couple of their games over the preseason, the shortened preseason. Thank God they're shortening this thing. Now the kid was terrible. He looked terrible in the preseason.
Yeah.
But is this something about Joe Burrow? And I want to say I think this young man went to LSU. I didn't get a chance to check my notes. Jamar Chase. I think he's got size, speed. I just hope he doesn't have hands of stone. But I think, and I mean, that's really what it is as a receiver. I think he has good size, good speed. Looks like he can get pretty decent separation. But for whatever reason, it was a no-go in the preseason. But again, hey, it's the preseason. But I think that's a guy, you know, stinking in Cincinnati. But I look forward to see what they put together, you know, in that division. I think that's going to be a very tough division when you got 3 solid teams.
Right.
So that should be a great one. So I'm going to move down south. And this has kind of become the black and blue division.
Black and blue.
Only because when I look, really, there's only 2 good teams in this division. But really the 2 teams that that really stand out, obviously, to me are Indy and Tennessee. And really, I mean, Houston went from being a contender to, well, I'm not going to say it because Deshaun is a brother, and I wish he makes it through all of these multiple uh, allegations because that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they're terrible. And Jacksonville is working to bring itself up out of the slums of the division. And I'm just going to say, look, we know Houston is going to be terrible. And Jacksonville, I don't buy Urban Meyer. I'm just going to be honest with you. Uh, Something about him, his whole program, is not because he's a college coach. It's just something about him that I don't buy on this level. But I do want to say, though, they do have talent, I believe. And, the quarterback, I think Trevor Lawrence is a go-getter. They put some veteran pieces around on the offense. They have some great wide receivers, in my opinion. I want to see Etienne play before he actually got hurt. I was excited to see him play, but now that won't happen. Their defense has always been somewhat solid, but they're years away. So we're just looking at two teams. And Indy is really on the bubble because, well, Carson is dealing with this COVID thing. And then TY is ZY, or he's just age, like he's my age now. So there's nothing there. So Tennessee is really the cream of the division. And again, my breakout player is a lot of people I know have written him off. I've seen a lot of draft experts and pre-draft, who not to draft. Julio Jones. I think Julio was going to surprise people, just like Ryan Tannehill did when he seemed to come out of his slumber when he started for Tennessee. I mean, he's been on fire ever since he started for Tennessee. I think it's going to be the same for Julio. So one team, it's going to turn out to be a one-team division until somebody stops Tennessee all the way. So Sam, who you got, and what's your thoughts on this on the AFC South? Excuse me.
When you started off with black and blue, I thought you were going to say they keep on getting smacked around.
Well, that's going to happen too this year.
Yeah. So AFC South Titans all the way. You got to stop that mountain of a man named Derrick Henry, who loves to make poster boys every day.
Ooh, that boy.
And I mean, they were just a couple of pieces away from. They were a true threat in the AFC, overall within that division. So they're top tier. Colts, once again, I would rather have, and hear me out on this one, I would have rather have Phillip Rivers come back one more year. But I know he hung it up and he coaching down in Mississippi or something like that at some private school. And you have all these randos. Carson Wentz, we don't even know if he's going to last the whole season. And I think their potential really relies on him, and I find that unfortunate because they got Eason and they got Ellinger. But Ellinger, I want to say he's out like 5 weeks, so you really just have a year one, year two.
Is he a rookie? Was he a year one?
Yeah, I think he is a rookie. Yeah. So you got a rookie. I don't know. So who else? Jags. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Urban Meyer. I kind of feel sorry for Trevor Lawrence too. Yeah. Just because it's like throwing the wolves to the fire. Maybe he's going to be productive. But you have a coach who has a college mindset, and we're in the pros now where everything's faster, people hit harder. And I mean, this is a very long season too. We got 18 games. So how much punishment is Trevor Lawrence going to take? Because I watched the doggone preseasons too, a couple of games with him in it, and that line, oh my goodness, God, atrocious. You know what I'm saying? So horrible. Yeah, and I love Trevor Lawrence. I think that he's going to be an excellent quarterback, but what I'm afraid of is that he's going to go through that same thing David Carr went through,
right?
Through the Texans, and that carried him over.
Going his career.
When he went to the Giants. Because he did play for the Giants at one point in time, but he was so shell-shocked that he couldn't do anything. So Titans going in. It's a toss-up with the rest of the division. I don't think anyone else. The Colts have the potential because they have the players, but I don't think that they're going to make it into even a wild card spot.
Okay, Twan.
I said it.
Hey, look, I'm with you. I'm agree with you on that one. I'm right. No, I'm agreeing with him on that one, man. Like real talk. They're probably outside on the bubble as far as I'm concerned. But I agree with everything he said in that.
Yeah.
And Twan, I know you have some insight or some feeling on this here because that was your guy in
Yeah,
Philly at one time.
and we all seen this movie before, man. I'm not a fan of this resurrection of Carson Wentz. He was who we thought he was. Like my man, I mean, who knows if he's gonna make it throughout the entire season? He might get hurt. God forbid he doesn't. But if that's the case, I'm just not a big fan of him at all.
Gotcha.
I'm with you guys with the Titans. I think they're the powerhouse in this division. I can't wait to see the next stiff arm recipient from my man Derrick Henry, because I know he's gonna be mean with it. So
your face.
Yeah, and then like you said with Julio, man, sometimes it's just all about good fit, and I just think that it's just a good fit for him, being that you have this dominant running back that they can just kill you with that play action off of, and to go up top to somebody like Julio and what's the other guy,
AJ Brown.
Brown,
yeah, boy,
beast, man. I
mean,
it's gonna be total domination. So it's Titans for me all day. And but I do like the running game of Indianapolis. That young guy Taylor, I really do like him. I think he'll be exciting. I think Trevor Lawrence will sell tickets, but I don't think they will make it. But and as far as the rest, what's the other? Houston? Oh
yeah, them guys.
We don't even need to talk about them.
Right. So
let's put them with Cincinnati
and the Jets. Right, they're in the Jets and Cincinnati pile.
They dumped a whole squad for the past 2 years.
Yep.
They dumped everyone on their squad. So, like, what faith would you have in that team? And then, just the price tag that they gave Deshaun, not to say, I mean, you got to earn your money. You know what I'm saying? But, like, at what cost? So that's why I'm not even going to bring up the Texans. They're going to get smacked again. Maybe if they were playing like a Pop Warner or junior college, they might have a chance, but nah.
Look, somebody keep your finger on the phone. Call 911 for Houston. Exactly. It's going to be a long season.
Prayers are up.
Yeah, yeah. So look, and the same can be said about the next division we about to talk about. Because look, I don't care what nobody say, and I'm not going to speak for you, gentlemen. The cream of the crop, Kansas City, not only in the division, in the whole conference. I don't care what look. They've been rolling. This Andy Reid got this bus, this train, this plane. He got all systems firing, and they are the cream of the crop. Like, we just gonna go ahead and say that off break. Now, my dark horse, I have to go with the Chargers. It's something about that young man, Justin Herbert. Herbert. Well, that boy. I don't know, man. I watched him late in the season, and over the summer, I kind of saw some of their games come on. He kind of got this thing. He's got it, and they do have some pretty good receivers. They give him pretty good protection. The running game, it's a little above average. It complements what they do. Their defense has always been middle of the road and has shown up at times when they need. So it's something about if they can kind of put the pieces together. I want to kind of elevate them, because Denver with Teddy B, I love Teddy Bridgewater. I think he's a good guy. Just kind of catches bad breaks. I think he's a good fit in Denver. I think Denver has some very attractive pieces. I think they can be, but I don't know why to see them at 500 this year. Like an 8-8, 9-8, or whatever this odd number that they're doing this year. And I'm off the Chucky train. My man Gruden and Las Vegas. I was kind of with him. I was like, yo, he gonna come back, man. He gonna set some fire to Carr's ass, and he's gonna get these guys fired up because they got talent, bro. They at all the skill positions, there's talent. Yeah. But something about it's just not meshing. I don't know if they gambling too much, they partying too much. I don't know, but I'm off the Gruden train. I think they regress again this year. So I'm going to rock with Kansas City, obviously, but I think, those powder blue and gold helmets and the lightning bolts, they my pick, and I got them going to the playoffs this year. Swan, who you got coming out from the west side, testing Kansas City?
Kansas City obviously is out the gate. They're clearly the front runners. I mean, Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill. The defense is getting better. So I really think that they're probably going to be right back at the dance again. But trailing at their heels, I would agree. Chargers, they have a lot going for them. Herbert is, like you said, he has that it factor. And I think if they can complement his passing ability, his leadership with, I don't know if they have a bruiser back that can complement Eckler in the backfield. I don't know, but I just don't see him being a 3-down back. You know, he's more of that scat back kind of guy. So I'm not so sure if they're going to make it with him. But everyone else, like I like Denver. Like you said, they have some great pieces there. I even drafted Judy on my fantasy draft. I hope he gets like 1 million points, but outside of that, I just don't think that they're going to be able to hold a candle to those other two guys. And as far as Las Vegas goes, trash, just straight trash. Maybe they should have shrank Chucky's contract a little bit because he's taking his time, man. I think he had like a 10-year, $100 million contract or something like that. Maybe if they would have shrunk it to about 2, he would have felt the pressure and kind of, got the ball rolling a little bit. But I think they're just too far into cruise control to really make any noise this year. So I'm going to count them out. Yeah.
I mean, everyone said it. You got to go through Kansas City in order to make an impact over there. I don't think that there's any team within that division to give them a run for the money. Small sprinkle of the Chargers, but yeah, I mean, I don't even want to talk about everyone else. We don't know which Teddy Bridgewater's going to show up. Got a pretty dismal defense. I think y'all done beat up the Raiders long enough for me not to even say anything or bring anything up. And don't get me wrong, tons of talent, but they just can't mesh everything together. You know what I'm saying? And Clifton is right. They do stack up when it comes to the points, but their defense is lacking. So, and I really wasn't tracking them to see what type of moves they really made in the off season. So, and how productive that's going to be. But we're not going to sit here and, I mean, what's the elephant in the room? Who's going to give doggone Kansas City a run for their money?
Right.
And we could have all these hypotheticals, but we know ain't nobody going to bring that heat. So we're just waiting to see who's going to, out of the rest of the AFC, who's going to be like those top contenders to give them a run for their money.
It's almost like the AFC East when the Patriots were the dominant team. It was like the Patriots and everybody else. So same way with Kansas City. I agree.
Exactly.
I agree. Well, before we step into the NFC segment of this conversation, I'm going to go ahead and really quick just want to share a couple of things with those of you who are in the DMV area. This weekend, September 11th and 12th, check out our friends over at the Virginia Black Business Directory and the Virginia Black Business Expo, which will be at the Fredericksburg Expo Center. 125 vendors, food, shopping, entertainment. Man, if you're not doing anything, man, and you don't mind, putting on your mask, staying safe, go out and support Black businesses in the area. Have a good time. This is going to be a live event. This is the second annual event being put on by our friends at the VABBD. Shout out to Trey and Arnisha and all the team over at the directory. I love what they're doing. They're out here making change for our community. So, like I said, if you have some free time this weekend, check it out. You may even see me there. Who knows? But if you do, come on down. Let's hang out. Let's chop it up. Have some fun. And as we come back here, we're going to jump back into the second half of this conversation. And we're going to go ahead and move over to the east.
Here we go.
Yeah, right. We coming over here we eastbound.
Ooh-wee.
So I'm just going to start off. Look, I got to jump in because it really hurts me because the division that my squad is in, this used to be the beast division. I'm just gonna call it what it was. For a long time, the NFC East, man, top to bottom, this was like the beast. But now we are the NFC least. I'm just gonna call it, keep it real. I gotta keep it real, can't lie to myself. So right now in the NFC least, last year's WFT, I almost said what the fuck, but the WFTs won a division with 7-9. hey, we weren't too much better, but hey, a win is a win, and a division win is a crown is a crown. Beat us out of 6-10. The Cowboys are 6-10, and then the other guys, Twan, no disrespect, um, your guys just fell apart.
It's
It's
true.
not it's not much for me to talk about here this year, and I'm just going to be. I think that there's balance this year in the division, but to me, I'm just sorry. No one really stands out. I'm tired of hearing everybody talk Cowboys, 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 Cowgirls, Cowgirls, Cowgirls. They're always the preeminent preseason number one. It's kind of like Clemson this year. They're in the top, right, and then all of a sudden the wheels fall off. I see the Cowboys like that. Dak with the shoulder injury. I pray that he doesn't have another horrific injury like that. No one deserves that. Um, I just don't see it. I think Zeke is kind of slowing down. Often, I just don't see it. And to me, this division is really a toss up. And not to be a homer, I'm going to be real. I just don't think we've done anything to address our offensive line. You could put Jesus behind our offensive line, and he would get beat up. So I really just have to fall back on last year's winner, which this is really hard to say. The Washington football team. I mean,
Last
they.
man standing, right?
I mean, really, they really stood pat. They kind of tried to do some upgrades. I think they did enough to stand, at least maybe gain a game or two. And I'm just going to have to be honest and just be fair. I see them opening up as the division winner, and that's it coming from this division. My dark horse, uh, again, I'd be surprised if the Giants were really able to elevate. So the dark horse is going to have to be the Cowboys because on paper they have the most talent. And there's really no player for me that stands out other than like hey, now I'm gonna be a homer on this one. I want to see what Saquon got in the tank. I want to see what Saquon can kind of bring back, and can he give the Giants some juice?
Yeah.
So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and drop down here to you, Twan. So who you got coming out of the NFC least?
Yeah, when it comes to the NFC least, man, this is the division of hope. You know what I'm saying? You hope, you hope Saquon is, can be the Saquon of old.
Right.
You hope Jalen Hurts can connect with what's the Heisman Trophy guy that they have? His name is losing me. Came from Alabama, I think, or Oklahoma.
Oh yeah. Look, when it comes to them guys, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
They don't register because they're worse than us across the board. I do not know outside of Jalen Hurts. I don't know one player.
Yeah, so you have Jalen Hurts. We got the old man back, Peters. So no, they let Peters go. Wow.
Nah, but I mean, they got not the running back. Mike Sanders, I know.
Mike Sanders. He gives us a little.
They got the wide receiver that they drafted. I want to say
that's the one I'm talking about.
And I can't think of
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. So there's the hope there from Devontae Smith and the Jalen Hurts connection. You're looking for hope with Fitzpatrick, hoping that he can kind of hold the Redskins together. And who we have left? Dallas. You got hope that not only that Dak stays healthy, but like you said, with Zeke slowing down, I think Pollard is the next guy up. And if they can kind of let that $90 million man take the back seat or at least share the spotlight with Pollard, I think he can step up and be not only just a great load off of Zeke's shoulders, but a great compliment to him and the team as well. But Jera, man. Jera is Jera. You know what I mean? So I don't think we're going to see that happen. But I would agree with you. I think Washington Redskins is probably leading the pack right now. We'll have to see how the season develops. But I think they have enough with that defense and with the experience of Fitzpatrick and that talented backfield. They got like a three-headed monster in the backfield as well with a decent receiving core. I think they'll be all right. All right.
Sam, my brother.
Listening to the both of y'all, I feel like the NFC East is like the soap operas because we have so many what ifs, and it's like stay tuned for the NFL season 2021-2022. Oh man, I picked the Washingtonians as well. Washington football team. Defense immaculate. Chase Young. I ain't gonna say anything else. That is a monster of a man, and he will wreck you. We don't know about Fitzpatrick though.
Yeah.
But he wanted this limelight and he got it because he didn't get it while he was down in Miami. So this offense is squarely on him. So either is going to make him and he's going to be fine, or like as soon as this goes downhill, everybody going to be like, this is what you wanted. So now you got to take these lumps upside the head. Right. I can't even say anything about the Giants, and no disrespect to you, Dane, because I know that's your team. You rocking that jersey right there. But like that O-line, man, like I am nervous, and I'm nervous for Saquon too, because he has it's not his injuries isn't even based off of the line. It's just like a freak of nature accident that be happening to him.
Yep.
So what I don't want to happen is that because of the line, like he gets smacked, and now it's going to be like, damn, year 3 with him. Who is it? Daniel Jones, quarterback?
Yeah, Danny Dimes.
That line, I don't think it's going to give him the protection that he needs. Now there's good weapons. Shepard. Who's your tight end?
We got a couple this year. Ingram and
yeah. So I mean, decent weapons to get the job done, but I don't think that the line is going to give him the time and the protection in order to make something happen. So it's going to be a lot of quick reaction. And who else we got? Who didn't I bring up? Jerry and them. I'm going to say my words cautious. I think the Cowboys are going to be who we thought they were and not the team that everybody expected to be. I'm here in Texas right now, right? But all my life, I'm from Texas, born and raised here until I joined the Army and everything. Everyone says it. They are still in a time loop down here. So they still act like it's doggone 1996 or 1995 or 1993 or 1992, 1991, and they are trapped. And I'm trying to take them to the promised land because even though I'm a Texan, you see what I'm rocking right now. But there's just offense looks good on paper. Defense, the secondary. I mean, tomorrow night we might see a massacre in that backfield or in that secondary on that defense with Brady in them. But I don't even want to say a dark horse. I don't have a dark horse in this division because it was a toss up all the way to the end, and they were down to 500. So let's get back to this week 16, 17. We'll reiterate this.
Right. Let's circle back.
Yeah, because I'm saying Washington now, but they're going to be 6-9, and it's going to be a 3-way tie. It's going to be based on who won what in the division. It's tough.
Know us all too well, Sam.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. It's terrible. Look, it's the least. That's why it's the NFC least. We really just become terrible.
I can't I don't even know what I want to say about Philly. Hey, look, it's on Jalen Hurts right now. He got the keys to the city. So, hopefully he could deliver. But I don't know, same thing with, like I said about Dallas, the defense. That's my only, concern with Philly is, what defense is going to show up because, they've been smaller. I think they had, the smaller defense out of that whole division right there, especially with their front seven. So once again, I didn't see what type of changes they did, but if they did the right changes and the right moves, the defense could hold them in. But it's really roulette right now. We don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe y'all got the answers, but I don't.
Yeah, trust me. I think, but between Swan, we both follow the division, but look, there ain't no answers, man. There is no answers here.
No, it's hard, and it's not hard because they good. It's just they so bad, and you don't know
exactly
what you want to pick.
Trying to figure out the best of the worst, but
the best of the worst.
And no offense to anybody that's watching right now, y'all. Those are your teams. Go ahead and rep y'all team and all that stuff. But y'all come on, just come on.
That's what I'm saying. We gonna move on. We gonna move on. We gonna move to your division.
Mine? Oh, we already know what it is.
Right. We go and we do know what it is because I got to be honest with you, Sam.
Let's go.
If Aaron Rodgers did not return,
I wouldn't be having this shirt on right now.
Okay. All right. So now that we've clarified that, not only would you not have that shirt on, this division would be trash because look. The only reason why to tune in consistently is because of Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
And then there's a precipitous fall off where Minnesota With Kirk, I don't know what drugs he been taking. Cousins, because he's not mine. He's got talent. They've had
Mhm.
talent, but
Yes.
I just don't know. They don't jive well at all.
No.
And I want to make them a tough division rival, but I can't. And Chicago, defense, defense, defense. I will say, the young man, Lance Fields. I think he's gonna be dope.
Right.
I think he's gonna be super dope. Just not this year. Uh, and I hope they don't put him in and he gets his head taken off because we know Andy Dalton. Well, in Dallas last year that was a fail, and Andy
Hmm.
Dalton is just not that guy. I'm not even gonna talk about Detroit. All right, they go over there with the Jets and everybody else. Just go stand in the corner. I'm not even gonna talk because they're light years away.
Right.
So with that, Green Bay off the top, number one. We don't even have to look at nobody else. But Sam, I'm gonna let you open up because I want to give you your 5 minutes to shine because
Okay. Okay.
you
Okay.
guys are really in the NFC. You guys are the front runner to challenge Tampa Bay, in my opinion. And
Yes.
I think everything falls on coaching for me when I watch Green Bay. But I'm gonna
Yes.
let you speak to that.
You're absolutely right. It is about the coaching. Because here's the thing. All right. And, you done struck a couple of nerves when you brought that up. So I'm going to go ahead. Uh, the consistency of the team. Like, we'll sit there and play a good half of football, right? And we could be up like 31-7 or something like that. And everything's looking good. So I'm like, all right, let's just keep the same energy come the second half. And then next thing you know, it's like there's a switch up on the offensive plays. The defense is getting lazy and tired. Misuse of the timeouts that we have to
Mm-hmm.
gas the defense out and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So then next thing you know, our secondary is getting exploited or whatnot. Secondary been kind of shaky anyway, but there's only one
Yeah.
person, Kelvin King, still pissed off about you about the NFC Championship. Won't forget that. All right. And I'm mad that he signed a 2-year contract too. Pissed off about that. But moving on, I digress. Uh, but like that's what I want to see. We done got a new defensive coordinator, so I want to see what he
Right.
brings to the table. I think that we have all the pieces now with the front seven and our secondary to be an immediate threat, but they have to play the whole 4 quarters. We can't just
Agreed.
play a half. We just can't play 3 quarters because it's the second half that we start getting lit up. You know what I'm saying? Now it becomes a dogfight and the predictability too. That's the
Yep.
thing that pissed me off because Mike McCarthy had that same.
Yeah.
You knew what he was going to run.
Yeah.
That's why
Yep.
Dallas won't be good because it's the same plays, just different casts. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's the thing that makes me upset about Matt LaFleur is that he's doing the same thing Mike McCarthy did, and we got him on the team because of the excitement and all that stuff. So keep the unpredictability there, so it doesn't become what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't need to be the same thing. Stop running the same
Stop
dogma plays in
ranch.
the
Yeah.
second half.
Right.
Let's see who else. Uh, if there's a dark horse in that division, I would say Chicago, just for the fact that their defense is always good.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they got the right. They reshaped their coaching staff too because they would get gassed out in the second half. They
Mm-hmm.
would just be depleted both on
Yep.
offense and defense, and that what was messing them up. Because look at Khalil Mack, dude's a monster, and like
Oh, he a
he'll
beast.
get but XYZ amount of sacks in the first half, but you see a total downturn of his
Mm-hmm.
productivity come the second half. So, hopefully this offseason, the right trainers and all that good stuff, they are always a threat. Um, but you got Andy Dalton as your doggone starting quarterback.
Problem.
And
The
Mhm.
Red Baron.
yeah, and once again, their offensive line is shaky. Their offensive line is just as bad as the Giants, just as bad as the Jaguars, just as bad as who else is up here? I'll put the Steelers. Just awful
Awful.
offensive line, and that's why I don't want Trey Lance to come in either,
Agreed.
because I don't want him to get hurt, and he's going to get hurt with that line, especially if he gets outside that pocket, he will get smashed, and I want him to have a nice, healthy, successful career. But they don't need to throw him to the wolves in that division right now, and we don't need to talk about Detroit either. But you already know what it is: Packers all day, every day. I hope we got the right pieces in play to make it to the NFC Championship. and give Tampa Bay a run for their money because we already know it's going to be Tampa Bay.
Yeah, without question.
Hey,
Twan,
yo.
who you got coming out of that North there?
Yeah, man. I mean, I got to go with my man Sam here. I think that there's just while the division is a mess, I think that there is enough talent from top to bottom with Green Bay to stand out. The one thing I will pay attention to, though, is the relationship between LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
If that marriage can stay on tack and stay pretty good, they'll dominate. And they'll probably surprise Tampa Bay, to be honest with you. But anybody else, they don't have a chance.
You bring up a very good point, which I did kind of overlook. And, that marriage or the breakup or mini divorce that took place over the summer.
Yeah.
They were legally separated.
They were legally okay. So what do you think? Do you think that enough time has passed and conversation? No, okay,
absolutely not. I mean, me personally, I feel like this is Aaron's last year in Green Bay, and I think that he's just going to ball the F out. But the damage has been done. It struck a nerve with me during the NFC Championship when we don't go for it's 4th and goal, and we kick a field goal. And that took, me and my son, we're Packers fans, hands down. That took the steam out of our, of the house. And we're looking at each other like, the fuck just happened right here? You don't trust Aaron Rodgers on 4th and goal, but you're going to kick a field goal. And the way your shitty ass defense been playing,
I think most of America.
You're going to trust Kelvin King? I'm going to bring this son of a bitch up.
Yo, he's hurt. He's hurt.
The way he was getting torched and this dude's hands, he had 3 touchdowns on his side. One from a sprinter who just runs. And everything he do is run straight. Come on, my guy. Okay, I'm done.
That's good. Antoine, that was a good point, though, man. Thanks for bringing that up because I totally overlooked it.
Yeah. I really do think that we need to pay attention to that because we know what happened with him and McCarthy, and it seemed to be brewing up in the same manner with LaFleur, but they were kind of betting on this thing. Okay, they're close in age, bosom buddies, they'll make it work, and it just kind of got a little tainted. So I'm going to be paying real close attention to that.
I tell you what, though, I bet you the GM and all that stuff, whatever Aaron Rodgers want to do on that goddamn field this year, they're going to let him do it.
They're going to let him do it.
They're going to LaFleur can sit here and call in the play, and he's going to look to the sidelines, he's going to shake his head, and he's going to be like, all right, this is what we're going to do.
This is what we really going to do, yeah.
I agree. It doesn't even matter. And the worst part about it, there's nothing that LaFleur could do. You know what I'm saying? He kind of dug his grave himself, so it is what it is.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that one.
And when the other players start saying, okay, coach, meaning
Rodgers,
what
right?
are we gonna do? How is the world gonna handle that? So
I agree. So look, we gonna go back out again. We gonna ride. We gonna West Coast it. We gonna throw up them dubs out there, and we gonna go to the NFC West, right? And honestly, I think the NFC West is kind of like the AFC North. I mean, in the sense that you got teams that are really Super Bowl contenders, right? I think. Again, this is one of the most interesting divisions where, reasonably you can say 3 teams. You're looking at, I just drew a blank real quick. Arizona, it's not shabby. They're on the come up. The Rams and the perennial favorites for the Russell Wilson years. The Seattle Seahawks. Now, normally I would just ride with Russell, and you kind of know what you're going to get. You're going to get offense. You're going to get great play. You're going to get pretty good defense. But the last couple of years in the playoffs and towards the end of the season, they just run out of gas. Yeah. And I don't know. Russell was having an MVP type season last year, and then somehow, I don't know what happened. I want to get on the Arizona bandwagon. I really do. But I'm not ready yet. The Rams, I think, probably have the most talent. But I hate to say this, Matthew Stafford, he makes me nervous.
It makes me nervous.
Makes me very nervous. I mean, as a starter, he's like a 71-99 or whatever it was in Detroit. And I know Detroit stunk,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
for years.
yeah, for years. But I'm not Matthew. So I'm going to go with the surprise team.
Yeah.
The rebound team, San Francisco 49ers. I think they got all the pieces in place. None against that young brother that they drafted, but Jimmy G. Jimmy G is back. You're going to see Jimmy G that took them to the Super Bowl. You're going to see him run the offense. You're going to see the defense step up. And I think they're going to be the surprise winner to win the division this year. I do think this division, though, does have a legitimate chance to place 3 teams into the playoffs because we know the NFC least is only getting 1. This division, I think, is probably the most jam-packed competitive division in the NFC. And I'm going to resurrect, that version of burgundy and gold. 49ers or the red and gold or whatever they are. 49ers is taking the division. Twan, what you say?
I like the 49ers. I think they have all of the pieces in place to be solid. I just worry about health.
Okay.
With Jimmy G coming off of was it the torn ACL?
Look, he was jacked. He was torn. Everything was jacked.
Yeah, it was a lot going on.
I think it was a combo. I think it was ACL and MCL.
And MCL, yeah.
And MCL, yeah. So I definitely worry about the health with Jimmy because I think they're going to go as far as Jimmy can take them. But Mozart, am I saying that right?
Yeah, the running back, yeah.
That running back core they got back there is a beast. And although they don't have the defense they had when they had Bowman and them guys, they're still pretty beast. So
yep.
I do like San Francisco, but it's just something about Murray.
Kyler Murray, yeah.
Mighty Mouse dude. It's just something about I just like that dude. And they have a solid defense as well. And I think Chase Edmonds is a up and coming nice back. So I think he would make a big difference in the team. So that would probably be my forerunner right there, Arizona, with San Francisco being my dark horse.
Now, look, I'm not mad at Arizona, man. Look, they run a lot of 4 wide sets. They got a ton of wide receivers. They do have some great backs. I don't know. I'm just not ready. I like their defense. I don't know why. I'm just in my mind. I'm just not ready. I just don't see them elevating to that level yet. And I think I'll be honest with you. For me, like I'm not a big Kingsbury, whatever the dude's name is, the coach.
Oh, yeah, Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, I'm not. And I just don't. Something about him just doesn't resonate with me. But hey, look, I don't know everything, but I'm just saying. But I'll move on. Sam, your thoughts on the NFC West?
I'm going with the Rams just because the Rams is built for that division. Now, don't get me wrong. I do agree. Like, out of all the divisions, overall toughest division that's out here right now. But the Rams bringing back a lot of people from last season. I don't know about Matt Stafford either. But with that being said, for Matt Stafford, like, look, you got everything that you wanted in a team. You got a running game. You got receivers. You got a nice line. You got a defense that will keep you in a game.
Right.
So at the end of the day, what else is there to lose? Like, so you should be Matt Stafford. Hopefully he picked out the system as far as the playbook and everything, but he should run the table with that doggone division this year. I want to say the Cardinals as my dark horse, but I'm a little nervous saying that name just for the simple fact that offense looks good. They have a lot of weapons on offense. I think that they have an aging defense. They just picked up J.J. Watt. I love J.J. Watt, hell of a man. But at the same time, like, let's just be real. When was the last time he played an actual full season?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that there's as much depth as it needs to be on that defense. I love Seattle, but they didn't get any help on the offensive line to carry them over. And with that being said, like, I don't know if they have enough. They're going to be a contender within the division. They're probably going to be a wild card pick too. But I don't think that they have enough to carry them forward because, once we get with the rest of the elite teams in the NFC, like where is that going to put Seattle at? And don't get me wrong, like they're still like shit. I don't know, like top 7, top 8 team within the NFC.
Oh yeah.
But it's just going to be hard. Like, do they have enough that's going to help them run through Green Bay? Do they have enough that's going to help them run through Tampa Bay? They're going to have enough challenges within their own division.
Agreed.
With doggone Phoenix. And they got to play these jokers twice with the Cardinals and the Rams. You know what I'm saying? So, and that could be 4 losses underneath your belt, and then what we go to do. So it's tough, but I like them.
Yeah, I agree. So we're going to go ahead and jump really down here to the South because I mean, look, there's, I mean, NFC South. Like, what is there to say?
Yeah.
Man, who really bad about it? Trying to claim the #1 spot because the NFC South is kind of like the AFC West. It's only one team. Once Breeze left New Orleans, Carolina got the trash from New York. They put it on the bar, sent it down the East Coast, and Sam Darnold. And McCaffrey, I think, again, at one time he was the premier running back, but I think injuries and things, his over usage is really starting to show. Look, Atlanta's really like they got, and I don't want to, not a good reference, but somebody flushed Atlanta down the toilet. To go from where they were with all the talent and everything that they had, they never put the defensive side together. And their window to win, I thought they had a chance to win championships with an S, but they flushed that down the window. So there's not really much for me to talk about. Look, Tampa Bay, outside of injury, no one gets hurt. They're bringing the whole team back. They got a whole nother year under Bruce Arians. It can only be an uptick. I mean, it's just Tampa Bay coming out the South. The rest of the teams, I mean, it's stick your hand in a bucket of shit, throw it up against the wall, hope somebody sticks. I doubt it. Yeah, that's all I got for the AFC South. So, Twan, who you got? And I don't have any dark horses. I'll be honest with you. Unless there's no surprise here. There's no dark horse coming out of the South for me.
No, it's really not a surprise, and it's like Kansas City all over again. I mean, Tampa Bay's the front runners here, hands down. I don't see anybody on any roster that can put together a body of work that could even challenge this team. So maybe
Nope.
That's nobody.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody, man.
Head nope. Head one two that no.
Right. You said it. I mean, the overusage of McCaffrey, that dance has ended. Atlanta, they just can't get it right on the opposite end of the offensive line with their defense. New Orleans has just been a mess ever since Drew Brees went down. So I just don't see anything happening here except for Tampa Bay. I'm sorry.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Ain't really nothing else to even talk about there. Sam and Lise, what's up, sis? Thanks for joining us, co-host, jumping in real quick.
Hey.
Sam, so what you got to say about the South?
Tampa Bay, next question.
Okay, all right. It's true. I mean, what else is there to say?
Yeah, I said everything with Tampa Bay, so I'm not even going to touch any of that again. But once again, I don't think that there's any dark horses. Just for the simple fact that, especially since we heavily relied on the doggone NFC West and how competitive that they are.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't even matter any of the names that we give out here. I don't think that they can fight for a wild card spot, but they're not going to get it. Right. I don't have any remote confidence in Jameis Winston. I might be wrong.
I agree, though.
As far as like his output, I think that they're making a big mistake by making him QB1, especially with all the money that they paid Taysom Hill. But that's on the Saints. And I guess that they just going to keep on utilizing Taysom as that Swiss Army knife. Uh, it's all about we just don't know which Jameis is going to show up. You already talked about the Panthers. They're in a rebuilding phase. They're always going to be in a real rebuilding phase for a minute. And then, I mean, Atlanta. Next, let's just move on. It's
Okay.
Atlanta. So, like, there's
Right. And
there,
we
there's nothing that you can say about Atlanta that's like remotely positive right now. There's not. Yeah,
yeah.
I feel sorry
Okay.
for him.
Hey, look,
Well,
and that's just yeah.
I'm sorry, I mean cut
Yo,
nobody
go
off.
ahead, Twan.
I if it's one bright spot in Atlanta, I like the replacement for Julio by giving Calvin Ridley a chance to be the number one.
Yep.
And I really think Russell Gage is going to have a breakout season.
Okay.
So
So
that
You
would
know
be my
what?
dark.
I'm glad that you did bring up. They just picked up a tight end too, right? Kyle Pitts, I think from Florida or something
young
like
boy,
that.
young boy.
Kyle
Yeah.
Pitts, yeah.
Now I do like him because he's built like a doggone linebacker, but he got the speed in the hands as a receiver. So I do like him. So I hope that he does have a productive season. But other than that, I mean, it's Atlanta. ATL showing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what do we do?
Nothing going on. Well, you brought up good points. I do like Calvin Ridley. I do like Russell Gage. I think Pitts will be a great player in the years to come. Is this something
Mhm.
about NFL rookie tight ends coming out? They have horrible years, and I just think it's because of the position. He's really, if you look at Pitts, he's really a wide receiver.
Yes. Yep.
So for him to learn how to block and have to learn how to help on the line and things like that, I think that's going to be a struggle for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just think not this year, but next year I think he'll probably serve best.
They're
But I think
probably
it's a
going to
good pick.
utilize him like in the 3 slot with the receiver core, though.
And if they do, then you know what? That's genius because then you're not putting him in a position to fail
Yeah.
or have to run block or anything like that and use his full skill set as a receiver, or an H back or whatever you want to do using him coming. I think that would be smart.
Yep.
But I'm not high generally on tight ends in their first year, but it'll be interesting because, like we all said, Tampa Bay all day. Uh,
Hmm.
so let's just wrap this up then. So I think we both or we all agree, Tampa Bay, Kansas City are the front runners. So in the AFC Championship game. Who do you have? And I'll start with you, Twan. Who do you have opposing Kansas City in the championship game to go on to the Super Bowl? And who will be your Super Bowl pick coming from the AFC?
If I had to pick a challenger in the AFC championship game, I would pick. It's crazy because I really like Cleveland,
Mm-hmm.
but I think Lamar will surprise some people. I think he'll
Really?
get
Ooh.
a chance.
Ooh.
Lamar
Ooh.
from Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I was ready for that one. Okay. I think. Hey,
It's just
look.
something about it. It's just something about it.
Okay. Sam. Same question.
Yes. I mean, I got the Browns. I'm sorry,
Okay.
but like the way that they're built right now, uh, I think Baker's going to be hungry, but I just hope that the hunger don't turn into arrogance. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
he starts being a little reckless.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping that he's wiser from last season, um, and he knows what to do as far as like getting rid of the ball, checking down. Um, like I said, if there was another complete package within that conference, I would say that it would be the Cleveland Browns, and I think that they can give uh, Kansas City a run for their money. I
Mm-hmm.
think that they could beat them in the Super Bowl too. I would say the Bills, but I don't think that they're there yet. And Antoine brought it up earlier. I think a change in their quarterback is the only reason why I'm a little sketchy with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Browns
Okay.
all day.
All right. I like both those. I like both those picks. I think they're solid picks. And like I said earlier on when we started, my gut tells me to to go with Buffalo. Um,
Mm.
but I'm gonna go with the man's. I'm gonna go with a man's team. I'm gonna go with a team that likes to slap you around. I'm gonna go with the Tennessee Titans.
Ooh,
I just think that it's something about just lining up and punching you in the face.
yeah,
And we seen it happen. Tampa Bay pretty much lined up and punched Kansas City all in the face last season.
yeah,
And I think Tennessee has that capability of just lining up. I think they can slow down Mahomes. Now, the only difference is what Kansas City does with their offensive line this season. If they
Okay.
can keep Mahomes clean, and I think this is any team. Against any team, I don't think there's any team. If Mahomes is clean and he can stand back there and make a pass or look downfield, there's no team that can stop Kansas City. But I think if you mean mug them and you get all up in their face and you just punch them in the face, I think you have a better chance of winning. Tampa Bay showed us that. I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I don't know if Tennessee is going to win. I just think that juggernaut in Kansas City is too strong. We'll put Kansas City back in the Super Bowl again. And we'll jump over to the NFC side and we'll start with you, Sam. Same question. Who do you see standing up and challenging? And this is a no-brainer for you. I'm throwing
yes,
you a curve. I'm
absolutely.
throwing you a
You,
curveball
you,
here.
you
I'm
already know
throwing
the
you a
answer to my
curveball.
question.
I'm throwing you a curveball. But
I
break
don't
it
even
down.
need to say it.
Okay, no, I gotta let you say it. I'm gonna give you some
All right.
time, but where do you see it breaking down, and what's the difference this year?
I'm going with Green Bay, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I feel that this is Aaron's farewell tour. I think
Okay.
that they're going to give him total autonomy and everything as far as how the offense goes. Of
Okay.
course, my big concern is still the defense, but I think in the secondary we made the right moves and have the right people in play. Excellent front seven. We'll never take that away. I think we got the right pieces on in our secondary, um, and hopefully we won't have a debacle like we did in the NFC Championship. But I'm going. If anybody's going to take Tampa Bay, it will be them. Slight edge to them. I mean, I'll sprinkle. The Rams is a good backup. Like I said, Matt Stafford got everything that he needs and everything that he wants to kill that division moving forward. So, with that being said, I mean, you can't get past doggone Aaron Donald. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
a beast on that front line. And I think that they got real posable weapons to be a threat against Tampa Bay as well too.
Okay.
I agree.
Twan. Twan.
Yeah.
Who you see coming
My,
out of the NFC?
you mean
Well,
challenging
well, who's
Tampa
challenging? Yeah,
Bay?
who's challenging Tampa Bay
Oh,
in the
okay.
NFC?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with St. Louis. I think that Washington will figure out a way to mess it up and just
Okay.
end up getting put out. Same with Dallas. But I think that the $90 million man in Matt Stafford, I think he's going
Mm-hmm.
to live up to his money this year.
Okay.
And he knows this is his last hurrah. And like Sam said, he has enough on that defense. I don't even call it the St. Louis defense. I just call it Aaron Donald. But
Aaron
Right.
Donald and them.
and
yeah,
them,
Aaron
and them, and
Donald,
them,
you
and
know what I
them.
mean? But I do think that they have enough on that defense to get it done. And basically kind of come from behind. I don't think they're going to lead too much in the division, too much, or they might even be, I doubt they'll be a wild card, but they'll be an afterthought. And then they'll
Mm-hmm.
just kind of come from behind and be like, oh, wow, they're actually balling this year, you know. So I think I would go with the Rams. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so this is where it gets tricky. Because, like I said, I would go with the Rams. I would, because I do think they are prepared to win now.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
guy that got the keys to the car, I just don't like getting on the car. I don't like driving with him. He just makes me nervous. He's a little skittish. Uh, Seattle, I'm always going to keep Seattle back just because of Russell Wilson. This dude is like the great Houdini. He's like the great Houdini of our time. There's games I watch this guy like they're getting trashed and trampled, and this dude will put together comeback after comeback, and they fall short at time. But like this, you can't never leave him out of a conversation. But the reality of it all, my brother sitting here with the Packers green on. They are primed to really challenge Tampa Bay. I think with the ground game, and people sleep on their ground game with Jones and Dillon. I think they have some really sleeper type receivers. If Marcus Valdez, that guy, and if he can get his
Scantling.
hands together, yeah, if he can
Yeah.
get his hands together, they have some great compliments on the offensive side. Their defense, like I said, King suspect. He's like one of those usual suspects that you just really got to keep your eye on. But their
Yeah.
defense is for the most part, is pretty solid. I just think the play calling and the coaching is really going to uh, dictate whether or how successful you guys are going to be moving forward.
Right.
And it's to be seen. I'm going to go out on a limb because I think Green Bay this year is going to get over that hump. I just think with the extra game, longer season, injuries at the wrong time, I think Tampa Bay may have a fall off, and we'll see more come from Green Bay. I think it'll be a great i- championship game. Look forward to Green Bay and Kansas City. I'm not going to throw it out there yet. We'll maybe circle back as we get closer to the end of the season, and
Hmm.
we'll do this again. Looks like we lost Twan for a second. Hopefully he'll be able to get back on. But before we go, Sam, please just let I know you're working towards retirement, but go
Yeah.
ahead and close out. Give us a few words about yourself and what's going on with you, and hopefully we'll have you back here on with us real soon in the future.
All right. Well, like I said before, I feel like with all, when one door closes, another one opens. It's been an enjoyable, uh, going to be 25 years of service, and I'm just looking forward to that second life. It's crazy because, I think about, 25 years in, and we've been knowing each other for shit like the majority of that,
Yeah, yeah,
like 20 years and everything.
yeah.
So it's always good to come back to the East. Like I know I have family here, but Dame, me and you talk about it all the time. Like you my big bro,
I love you,
and
man. I love you, bro.
I enjoy the adventures that we've had. I don't. We don't need to talk about them, but I enjoy them. I enjoy the fact that your family is my family and vice versa. I just
Yes,
like
sir.
I love that bond that we have, and I wanted like I said, when I close this door, open a new one, I plan on whoever I could bring with me. That's what I plan on doing. So I just look forward to sharing, that next chapter with whatever we do. You know, you know, just hanging out and making magic happen and everything. So that's what I look
Yeah.
forward to.
Well, that's what we do. And you're right, man. It's been 20, it's going on 20 years, man. I love you. And I love the family, man. Like you said, we are family. I can't wait till you get back on this side, man, and we do what we do and hang out again and enjoy each other's company, cook out, and food and drink and beverage.
Hmm.
And we will get some challenges going again like we did today. This guy, y'all just have no idea, man. It's a great dude, funny as hell. A great man. And again, Sam, thank you for your years of service and dedication. Protecting us in our country, man. And I appreciate you for it.
No
Um,
doubt, no doubt.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we close today, it's been a great episode. Got a couple of things going on. So if you gentlemen, ladies are listening or you watch this, if you know anybody that has a vocal talent, we're gonna start with the ladies first. Putting together a new segment here on Two Mics Up. Stay tuned for the promos. If you think you got a little vocal talent, you got a little la 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 la, and you want to go ahead and maybe share your talents with the community, stay tuned. We'll have some posts and things coming out. Brand new segment will be starting for season 3, which is around the corner. Season 3 actually will be starting September 30th. We're going to come back with a King's Corner for all you business entrepreneurs. If you are trying to figure out, how I get the money, I'm going to have a man on the show, Mark Duncan. Works with a lot of nonprofits and business like that. He's going to show you how to get the bag, how to get that money. Tune in, September 30th, live here on our YouTube channel, 7:30 p.m. Two Mics Up, King's Corner live. And like we always do at this time, ladies and gentlemen, Stay safe, stay blessed. Mike's out.